What's up, everybody? It's DJ JoJo coming back with another episode of Harlem State of Mind podcast, where we spotlight people from the greatest community in the world, Harlem, NYC. Today, I'm back at Angel Harlem, where culture, community, great vibes, and food intersect. And I have my good sis with me today. She is Miss Do It All. She is a content creator, an artist, a mother, a fashion icon, and so much more. So everybody, welcome to the podcast today, Miss Frida.
Hi guys. Hello, sunshine. It is such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me, DJ Joe.
Thank you for coming.
You know, I love you, my girl.
I know. This is really my sis in real life. So I'm very excited to have her on the podcast today. But for those who may not know you that are tuning in, introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, so my name is Frida, also known as Frida Kruger. I'm an artist, mom, an entrepreneur, a content creator, a chef, a daughter of God, so I just love to just bring sunshine. I'm human sunshine, wherever I'm at, I just try to bring a little love.
I absolutely love that about you. Like literally every single time I see her, she's like, hello, sunshine, hello, sunshine. You really are like a whole ball of light. And so the first thing I want to ask you is, have you always been like this, or what was it in your life that has led you to be that type of light in everybody's life? Because anytime you walk into the room, you light up the space.
I think I've always been like this. Ever since a little girl, I've always like the little girl that wanted to dance in the middle of the party, and I've just always been very exuberant. I think that after I became a mother, I was able to step into it with full confidence and not be ashamed. Be happy. The world is sad. You don't got to merge into their gray, Stand out and be you. And I think that's what I've been doing. So now I carry that light with me every day.
That's so beautiful. And I feel like, the fact that being a mother helped you really stand in that space is really inspiring, because I feel like society kind of puts pressure on mothers to, move a certain way or to have certain insecurities. So what was it about becoming a mother that kind of led you to reach this conclusion?
There's what society tells you, and then there's what you feel. Right? So society tells you conform. You're a mother now, you must sacrifice your identity. Your identity is now mom. Which there's part truth to that. When your child comes into your life, you do have to make certain accommodations when you have a child. But what I felt, I couldn't deny. I felt strong. I felt powerful. I felt like I could do anything. I felt like Wonder Woman. So if this is how I feel, how can I let society tell me, you're just a mom? Right. I'm a mother.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm a mother.
No drama.
No drama.
You better put some respect on that, because the life comes from me. Yeah. So when I notice that life comes from me, then how can my light not also come from me? They come together. So let's step into that and let's show my daughter that that's who you should be. Strong, confident, grace wherever you are, as a young woman. So
I love that. And it shows with your daughter too, because anytime she walks into the room, she commands the space as well.
She is a whirlwind, right?
I love it. I love it.
Shout out to P. That's my baby girl.
Yes, shout out to P. She's going to make us all rich one day.
Yeah, so. That's the future right there.
So, Frida, let's get into all of the crafts that you do, right? So I want to start out with you being an artist. You make music. What led you into making music, and how did you come up with the name Frida Kruger?
So when I was 12, I used to be a poet. I used to just lock myself in my room and just write poem. When I was 17, my older brother passed away, and he was a rapper. So when he passed away, and I felt like he was only 23, I felt like, oh, his time got cut short. Let's pick up this torch. Who's going to pick up this torch? I was already a poet, and I wanted to go to school to be a motivational speaker. So I was like, let's mix it. Music and motivation. Let's put it together. So I started rapping, but I was the real deal. That's why if you go to my handle is the real deal, because that's been my handle for 15 years now. But the thing with Frida came around in 2019. So there's this artist, his name is Romeo Melodic, and he is amazing. I love him so much. And he said to me, you could really use this platform. It's called Lady Ragers. These Lady Ragers, like you could really, I could see you. You have the same grit, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, let's find you a way. Let's do like alter ego or something. I click Beyonce. I love Beyonce.
Oh my
so you
gosh,
got alter
yes.
ego Sasha Fierce, right? So I'm like, how can I make my alter ego? I was like, well, let's sit down with it. And I started making a song. I went through all my emails and I find this beat and I'm cooking on this beat. I had just gotten Frida Kahlo tattooed here. So I'm like, oh, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? And then I just said, Frida. And I was like, oh, cooking. Let's grab her, but I don't want to go Kahlo. I got to switch it. How can I be scary with it? And I thought Frida Kruger. Frida Kruger. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. All right, let's make her my alter ego. Cool. Let's run with it. And I made a song. I never thought Frida was going to pop off. No, I just made Frida like for fun. And I made Frida and I performed Frida. In that first month, I had 30 performances after.
Wow.
And no, it was no longer the real deal. It was Frida. So it was Frida Kruger, Frida Kruger, Frida Kruger. And then as time has gone by, it's just been Frida. You ask my daughter my name, Penelope, what's your mother's name? She says Frida. She doesn't know, like she just Frida to everyone,
I know
Frida.
you as Frida.
Frida, my whole, and it took over and I was like, well, then why alter ego? Let's this be our identity, And that's how Frida came about.
Wow. That's awesome. And I love how you said that, like, rest in peace to your brother. But I think it's such a beautiful way that you're carrying on his legacy, like going into music and really like taking over that space and embracing it. And, obviously you belong there because the fact that you dropped that song and it just went crazy. I seen you perform it and I was blown away.
It's a chant, no?
Yes. I'm like, Frida. Not anytime I see you.
It's a chant. So it did something. It shifted something in me, And I'm grateful for him because he inspired me so much. He had so much boldness. When you come from a traditional Dominican family and you say, I want to be an artist, they're like, what are you talking about? You mean architect? You mean doctor? You mean lawyer? You mean white collar? And I said, no, I mean artist.
Yeah.
So for him to be the first one to do it and get on stage and just was so much, he was so young, 23, and just be doing it, I was like, yeah, I want to do that too. And when I finally felt what I can only imagine he must felt on that stage, I knew I belong here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I like making music.
That's beautiful. So coming from a traditional Dominican household, what was it like growing up for you in New York, growing up in Harlem, living in Harlem?
Well, I grew up in Lower East Side, and then we moved to Washington Heights.
Okay.
Harlem is something that has been introduced to me in my adulthood. Okay. So I grew up in Washington Heights, super strict Dominican household. It was always like, you better get straight A's and, and come run home after school, and, So that's kind of how I grew up. And then I went to Florida. Well, I went to Florida when I was 12, and I was there until I was 17. I was 1 month away from turning 18 when I moved back. So it's weird because I hold a lot of the authenticity that New York has, the art that New York has, the fashion, how vocal we are. But I hold the way that I treat people, I treat them like Floridian.
Yeah, I can
very
see
nice.
That.
You know what I mean? I'm very
like
my social skills are Floridian. They're not New Yorker. Because if that was the case, I'd be like, and I don't like that. That's the one part I don't like about New York. How tough it is. Yeah. But we need it, no?
Right. Because, it just builds thick skin in the first place. But I think I definitely could see the Florida in you as well. Yeah. Even how you dress sometimes, because Florida, they're underrated. Like, Florida's got swag. Like, especially areas like Tampa, Miami, Orlando. Like, they definitely got swag over there. So I could definitely see that. I lived in Florida for a little bit too, actually, when I was younger. But
so I feel like Harlem got introduced to me with art. So with music, when I first moved out here, I was still trying to find myself. So I'm like renting a room in Bushwick or on Lower East Side. The typical artist story in New York. Right. You're just trying to find a crib, So that was the case, but everything kept bringing you back here. There's soul in Harlem.
Yeah.
Like there's something about Harlem that just cultivates the culture in a different way, and you just feel embraced here, you know? And I think that every event that I've ever had out here has just felt different, you know?
Yeah.
Like they really turn it up out here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like it's not that bougie, like, oh, we're just gonna be sipping on our little cup. We're like, no, we're turning up. We in Harlem,
right? Like,
you
and
get
people are so
that.
proud to like be from here, and to like just be surrounded by other people that are from here that also just love the fact that we're in Harlem. Like, but that's what I also find interesting, right? Because it's like I personally, I'm a transplant. Like I didn't grow up here. I moved here when I was younger, but I think that there is a difference between like the like gentrifying transplants that move over here and then they don't know how to like act in Harlem versus like people that were genuinely like called to be here and be a part of the community and to also embrace the community with the community and, you know, be outside turning up. But what is it specifically about Harlem that is the reason why you call it home?
God called me and brought me here.
I love that.
I was never a Harlem girl. I love y'all. Don't kill me. But I wasn't. You know, I'm an LES girl and I'm a Washington Heights girl because that's where I was born and that's where I was raised. You feel me? So that's where I was jacking. But when I received my opportunity and I moved over here and I got the culture and I've been here already a few years with my daughter and stuff, that's where I realized like, oh, there's a reason why you brought me here. You know, there's something here. The Apollo Theater's here. Like there's you have Harriet Tubman across the street. Right. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Literally.
There's symbols of power in Harlem that you feel. I was literally just watching Harlem Nights yesterday, like the movie. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, like it's so true. Like there's no place like Harlem.
No, for real.
There's no place like this, you know? So yeah, I feel like God called me and brought me here in this state of my life, and he has allowed me to just cultivate my art here and just really just take care of it, just prune it and just take care, you know? And that's what I like about the safe space Harlem has provided me to do that.
How do you feel like living here has shaped your art and helped you cultivate it more?
It allowed me to not limit myself just to music. I am known for music, but I love cooking, and cooking is an art, right?
It is.
So
we gotta do a cooking. One of these next podcast episodes, we're gonna
come to our kitchen. Come to our kitchen.
Because I'm trying to learn how to cook like her.
Yeah.
I thought I could cook till I saw what she be cooking.
And you do that when you have your home, right? When you have your home, you want to cultivate that. You feel I want to host. So God allowed me the opportunity to host, and with that I got to expand my art. So let me cook more and let me paint with my kid, and let's draw, let's design, let's do this, let's do that. And I think that having stability allows for the space for creativity. When you feel like you're struggling, you don't have time to create. You're trying to survive. That's the problem with New York, right? Because we all come here, us transplants, right? Let's say, because I was born here, but I left, right? I came back with this dream. We come here with this dream and we say, I want to make it. And you think you can, and then they just go struggle again, and you get a job, and it's a 40-hour job, and then you work 50 hours and 60 hours and 70 hours, and then you got to get another job.
You can barely pay your rent.
You can barely eat, you can barely do this. So then how at the end of the day am I supposed to sit down and write a song that's going to change my life?
Right.
If I hate my life. I hate my life, I have no energy for it. How am I going to do that? Right. You know? And that's why it's so important to emphasize stability, safe spaces, you know, consistency. When you have somewhere where you feel, you know what, I'm at home, I'm good. Now I can create. Now I can add to this environment. Right. You feel me? And yeah.
I feel like what you were just saying, when I was starting out chasing my dream, and I was living up here, you know, I would go downtown to my 5 jobs and be miserable all day. But at least I'd have the comfort in knowing that I'm going to eventually come back home and I can finally let loose, be with the people that I love, get a drink with you, get a drink with Rio, Heather, Selena, you know, and everything's gonna be okay at the end of the day because I have my village back here.
And I survived.
Right. So I do love that. And I think that, you know, it definitely plays a role in the sense of community over here. You're also a content creator.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the content that you like put out. For those that don't follow Frida or The Real Deal, first off, give them, I know you're on a social media hiatus right now. We'll get into that. But give them your socials anyways. And just give a little breakdown of like what it is that you like, what content you release.
So my handles everywhere. The Real Deal, N as in Nancy, C, right? My real name is Enelda Castillo, so that's why it's the N and the C. It's not North Carolina, guys. I've never been there. Yeah, I love to say it. Is it for North Carolina? It's not. But you can also just Google Frida Kruger and everything's going to come up. You're going to see all of my content, all the music, all the platforms, any interview we've done. You'll Google me and you'll see that. So yeah.
Google me, Tiana Taylor.
Google me. I love me some T. T, you see this? We your nieces, okay? Auntie, come follow us.
You gotta come on the podcast. Hello.
Yeah.
But what is it? What inspired you to start creating content? And like, who's your target audience? Like, what do you drop?
I wanted independence. So when we go back to coming here and working, I could go to any job and I would be #1 saleswoman. Didn't matter what you wanted me to sell. Ice to an Eskimo, I can do it. You feel me? But I realized with content creation, I started looking at, there's this woman, her name is Monet McMichael. I love her so much. She inspires me so much. She's so young.
I have to check her out.
She was a nurse and she started making content. And now she has homes and travels and all those things. And I said, I can do that too. You know? I can do that too. I've been doing this for everyone else. Why not? Like, I want to be independent. Let me work for God. God, give me the platform so I can show me. You know? And that's what I started doing. So I just started making content. But the thing was, right? Content, society has standards. They tell you like, okay, well, you got to be limited. If you're only going to do this kind of content, you can only do that kind of content. And I don't think that. I wake up and I just put my phone up. So I can really just make whatever. Like if I want to do a transition video, if I want to have fun, if I want to do a skit, if I want to do a tutorial, if I find a deal, because y'all know I love some deals. If I find a deal, I will give it to you because let's save some bread together. That's how I feel. I don't have to be limited to any content that I make. If I could make 1 million contents, throw me in every basket, one of them is going to hit. And they started hitting. So last year was the first year that I fully went like full into content. Right? Deleted everything, started all over in 2024. And then 2025 was like, I'm a full-time just create this. And it wasn't until July, it went viral on like TikTok shop. And I saw my first check. And I was like, oh, so this is real. Because y'all be talking about making money, but none of y'all show people how to make some money.
Right.
And that's the problem. Y'all stingy. There's more than enough for everyone. So when I got the first little check, I was like, hold on. I could do this. So that's how I started doing it. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep doing it. I'll just keep doing whatever. And just, you know, but content creation is exhausting.
I'm trying to get into it, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, because you got to put it up, and you got to record it, and then you got to edit it, and then you got to look through
People
it, and then
think
you
it's just posting a video.
No, and you got to look for what's trending, and you got to look at what sounds are available.
You got to see what sounds are like when you get the most engagement. All of that. There's so many things that come into play when it comes to
algorithm.
Yeah. Like you think it's just posting a video whenever. No, like it's so much between that. That's what bothers me about.
But it's a job, creating. No?
Right.
And like any other job, you got to put time into it. So everyone says to you, you want to be your own boss? Go do that. They don't know.
It takes
when I clock into a job, the job was already established. The brand was already established. The building was already here. You already had a budget to pay me. When I go and I decide I'm going to create this business, I got to start. I got to get the name.
Right.
I got to get the name. I got to get into the business. I got to put money out of my pocket to whatever it is I'm going to sell. You whatever it is.
You got to patent that shit so people can't take the ideas from you.
And then you need people to help you. It's a whole other thing. So yes, do it, but be prepared for the investment. Now, for someone like me that likes the independence of working for myself, you know, yeah, I'm gonna do that time. Because I've done so many years working for other people, and I thought, damn, I made them 300 something K. Damn, I made this person $1 million. Damn, I made this person da-da-da-da-da. My bank account got $17.25. That don't sit right with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
That don't sit right with me, you know? And y'all paying me 15 an hour, and I'm making y'all 5K in this hour.
Right.
Like, it don't hit, you know? So I had to think about those things. All right, cool. So let me put that time to me. The time is gonna pass regardless. What are you gonna do with the time that you're given? You know? Because they say, what God gives us is his gift. What we do with it is our gift to him. Right? So if God gave me the gift for art, what am I gonna do with it? You know, and I want to spread it, and let's see where it goes.
I love that. And I feel like that goes over a lot of people's heads too, because it is just like, you know, it's easy these days to like have that like idealistic vision where it's like, oh, it would be so cool to do this and it would like look really cool, but then it's like, no, you have to still put in the time and the effort and the hard work and the dedication and the investing in yourself, and have that faith too that it's gonna work out. Because
confidence.
At first it might be a little rocky. It's always gonna start off a little rocky, but it's just that if you're dedicated to the craft, then eventually, God willing, it'll come back to you tenfold. So
I'm 28. I've been making music since I was 17. I moved here, I told you, 1 month before. I'm about to turn 29. It's already been 11 years, almost 12. And I think, wow, what have I done? The devil will lie and say nothing. But God says, you remember this. I think I performed for MTV. I performed for BET.
Wow.
I've done movies. I've traveled around the world. I've done those brand ambassadors, things that little and Neil dreamt of.
yeah,
You know? So how can I allow society to tell me you're not going fast enough?
right.
I'm right on time.
Right. And that's like, that's crazy because I was literally just telling that to one of my homegirls the other day, because it's like, you know, same thing that you just said. Like when you follow life thinking about the pressures that society puts on you, because we live in a day and age now where it's like everything is just so fast, especially living in New York. Like everything is just so fast. And if you don't have this amount of money at this age, then like you're not successful, and this, that, and the third. But it's like, look back at like what your like inner child would think. Like I think about that all the time, because I'm like, oh, you know, I never thought that I would be DJing on the radio. But now I just did my 4th DJ set on the radio, and I know little JoJo would be like, that's so cool. So it's like giving yourself those moments where you can give yourself those flowers.
You have to celebrate the progress. If not, you're going to get overwhelmed by the path. If you don't celebrate the progress. I was on my way over here, and I was with your other best friend, who always happens to be my best friend. And while she was looking for a picture I told her to look for a picture for me, she found a video of you playing around with a turntable, right? And how excited were we when we're like, wow, look, this is her first time playing with this turntable. Now look at me, where I'm on my way to go be on her platform and do a podcast. Glory to God.
Right.
Look at how he expands your gift.
Right.
When you say, you know what, God, I'm going to pick it up. I don't have anywhere where you're going to take me here. You know, and look at you. Like, I celebrate you. Because look at my girl. This is short time, right? But there were years in your room that you said, I want to do this, but I don't know if I really should. And you sometimes just need a little push.
Right.
Just need a little friend to be like, oh, yeah, come on, do it with me.
Yeah.
And then we just do it. And now look at how far it takes you on your own, because you pick it up and you keep taking it. You know?
Thank you.
God is good. I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud of you. And I love that we've been able to like collaborate, like, because this isn't the first time we've collaborated on stuff either. So I'm just like, I'm very grateful for you as a human, as a friend, as everything. And I love your relationship with God as well. Now, we're not like a religious podcast, but me being a religious person, I always tend to bring spirituality into the conversation. So how has your relationship with God just helped guided you throughout your life? And how did you reach the relationship that you have now with God?
He has kept me under his wing. I grew up in a strict whole house, what I told you. Well, the part I missed was my dad was a Christian pastor. It was super strict.
I bet.
Super strict. You know what I mean? So I always had like a very fine line, but it felt like an obligation to God that I didn't like. I didn't like the way that they pushed him onto me. I don't like that. Like, but it wasn't they were trying to push God onto me. They were trying to push like their principles, their routine onto me. I didn't like that. So there was a moment where I said to God, selfishly, how young, how naive. I said to God, I'm gonna walk away. And I did. I walked away, or so I thought. And God allowed me to feel just the coldness of his absence, but he never really left. I know this now, right? But then I thought, dang, he really left me. Damn, I'm here by myself. No. He's like, I'm gonna let you walk. I'm gonna walk with you, but I'm gonna let you walk. And that's because God gives us free will and judgment to make our own decisions, right? And after I went through all my stumbles and tumbles, and then I found out I'm pregnant when I was told I couldn't have children. So now I'm like, whoa, this is a miracle. But this isn't a miracle in the midst of the world breaking down. I got pregnant, and then 2 weeks later, the world shut down, and it was a pandemic. And it was my God. And I had a tour planned. Like, I had so much going on for me. And it was like, just kidding. Stop everything. Attend to this. When I did that, it took away a lot of distractions. And the only voice I could hear was mine and his. And I had to follow his because mine wasn't telling me good thoughts. You know, I had postpartum depression, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. He's like, but if I gave her to you, I'll help you. And he did. And he just kept providing and just guiding me and just helping me. And recently, about 2 years ago, I literally asked him, I was like, can I come home?
Oh.
And he welcomed me the way that you come home after leaving your home for many years and you come back and everything's intact. That's the same way he had it for me. And he was like, okay, come back, come sit with me. And I started sitting with him. It had been 11 years before I stepped foot in a church. And the first time I stepped foot was 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
While I was there, let me tell you something. We watch a lot of social media, right? And I watch a lot of these pastors, and his name is Pastor Mike, and he is from New Rock
Pastor
City.
Mike,
You know we love Pastor Mike. We love you. Hear me out. 2 days before I take this trip to Alabama, right? To go visit one of my other best friends. I'm like, God, I've never taken a trip to visit no one, but I really got to see my sister because she prays for me, you know? And I really got to go be with her. I want to just bring some love to her home. And she tells me, can you come to my church with me? It's my second time coming, but I just want you to come with me. And she takes me, and it's him.
No way!
And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, are you serious? I can't believe it. I felt fangirling over this pastor. I'm fangirling at this church. Oh my God. I felt like I was in a concert for the Holy Spirit. I felt like Happy Feet. You remember that picture?
Yeah.
Just like, I was like that. And I was like, I love it here. Thank you. He just brought me home, and he put me front and center, and I just felt like, wow, me being such a fan, me watching this pastor, me sending these messages out to my sisters, and all. I'm in group chats with all my cousins, and I'm constantly sending him out. And then you bring me to this church, specifically with him. It's like, wow. You know, I felt so full circle. I fangirled so hard. So I just felt like he's an intentional God. I feel he's an intentional God. He's so detail oriented. He just listens to you. He takes care of every daughter to the T. Like, what is Jonah like? I'm gonna make sure Jonah got it.
Right.
What is Frida like? I'm gonna make sure Frida got it. And he just does that, and I love that for him. And in that journey, I just feel closer and closer and closer, and I feel more gratitude because it's His grace that has held me in this whole time. It's not because I'm perfect. I'm a wild child.
No, girl,
I'm a wild child. You know, I'm a very wild child. I'm not perfect. I got the tattoos. I got the piercings. I got the look. I got all of that. And yet He says, you're mine still. And I say, thank you. I'm yours. I'm a follow. And that's where I'm at. Yeah.
I love that. And it reminds me, when you said that He's intentional, like I had a moment a while ago because I was back in Boston. I had gone to one of my really close childhood friends' funeral, and I was coming back from thank you. I was coming back from going, and I was getting on a bus. I was at South Station. I was getting on a bus back to the city, and a crackhead came up to me asking me for a pen for some reason. I gave him a pen. And then he keeps talking to me, and he's like, you want to know how to talk to God? And I was like, sure, I guess, tell me. And he was like, open the Bible, and whatever page you open the Bible to is what he wants to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I've never really read the Bible. Like, I grew up in the church as well because my family was very religious, but I was like, I never kind of like took that on myself. I kind of just went off what they did. But then once I left, I didn't have any type of initiative to keep pursuing the relationship. So then I was like, but I have a Bible back at my apartment. So I was like, all right, I guess, one night I was kind of like, I couldn't go to sleep. And I was like, let me just test out this crackhead theory. Right? And so I grabbed my Bible. I opened up to the page. I swear to you, I opened up to the beginning of the story of Jonah.
Of Jonah! And you're like, oh,
and my name is
God.
Jonah. And so I read the story of Jonah, and I read how stubborn he was and stuff like that. And I'm like,
you relate.
Okay, I get it now. Like, all right, I understand. My fault.
He meets you everywhere.
It is beautiful. So, and I really love like the relationship that you do have with God, because I think that, there is a certain stigma that comes with religion sometimes, where it's like, oh, if you're a religious person, then you're intolerant of certain people. Like, oh, then you're not going to accept this person, or you're not going to accept that person because they don't fit in between those strict guidelines that some religious people
I'm not
put
the
up.
authority.
Right.
I'm not the authority. Who am I to say who you and you are supposed to be? I'm not authority. My job is acceptance. They say God is love, love is God. Your job is to love like God. That's it.
And I feel like you really do follow like God's word just by being that like light and good energy coming into any space that you go into, because I feel like that is God. Like, you're just like you should, what's the word? Exuberate love. And I feel like you do that so effortlessly. So that's why I really admire that about you.
Life makes it hard, right? Life makes it hard. Life makes you cold. It makes you not want to give love or know where to even pull it from. There's days where I don't have anywhere to pull it from, Joe. There's days I gotta put myself on my knees in my prayer closet, close all the doors, and be like, oh my God, I'm tired. Why me? I told you I don't want to be on the strongest soldier list. I unsubscribed. And he was like, what do you mean you unsubscribed? I promoted you. I just made you a general this year. And you're like, oh, more responsibility, But at the same time, I go to him and they say that from his well, I will never run empty, right? So I go back to him. Feed me, refill me, give me the love you need. Sometimes I go outside and there's people that I say hi to on the bus or anywhere, and they're like, oh my God, I feel like you're an angel. You feel like heaven sent it, and I thank God for that. Because that's all I want to be, is a vessel. As long as he's using me, then I have purpose. And so I'm good, I'm alive, I'm still here. The problem is when he stops using you and you no longer have purpose. So why are you here?
Right.
You understand? And that's when you get called home. I don't want to die yet. We got a lot to live for. We got a lot to do, a lot more episodes to film. Right. And so I don't want to die yet. I want to enjoy this life. And society makes it hard for you to enjoy it. Makes it so hard for you to enjoy your love. If your man gives you this cup, society says, why he gave you that little cup?
Right.
But he gave me one and I have a man.
Right.
And
all he got you was a cup.
All he got you was a cup. Like, all you got me was a t-shirt. But at least you thought of me. Consideration goes a long way. We live in a society that wants to compare. Comparison is the thief of joy. Understand, right? Yeah. So if we know that we keep that in mind, why would I compare? Thank you, God, for this person's consideration. Right. Even if it was just a cup, but the cup was filled and there's water in it and it quenched my thirst. Thank you. It doesn't have to be big. It was enough for me. Yeah. And it's starting to learn to live in that gratitude, so that the comparison doesn't take my joy away. So the comparison doesn't say to me, you're not doing enough. The comparison is what tries to steal my progress. And I can't, babe. I've been working for this too hard. So if I keep comparing, then I'm going to think I'm going to just stop. Why? Right. There's so much more for me to see. There's so much more for me to touch. There's so much land I haven't seen. And I want that, So I'm not going to compare. I'm going to be thankful for every little step, just like the turtle, right? I'm not going to be like the hare, jumping all around from here to here, from man to man, and job to job, and dream to dream. Right. I'm going to be a turtle on this little path. And if it takes me 11 years or it takes me 21 or 31, eventually I'm going to win the race because
you're still going to win.
I'm faithful.
Right.
Not only am I full of faith, I'm faithful to my dream, you know?
And intentional.
And I'm intentional with it. Now, if there comes a space where God says, Frida, I no longer want you to make music and I want you to do this, I'll pick it up and I'll carry that one, you know? But till then, as long as he allows the music to give me platforms to speak about him and you and me and art and love and life, and let's keep doing it. Let's keep making more songs, you know?
Yeah.
Because songs, you know what I love about music? Music is like the soundtrack to your memories, right? You know how many times like I can hang out with you guys and I think about, yo, you know that one song?
Right.
That Liberian girl I always think about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know those music that you just think you're like, oh yeah, I just had such a great time. This reminds me of summer 2016 or whatever.
Right.
That's why I love music. Because tomorrow I will die. We all gonna die. But my music will carry. And later on, our children will be dancing to our songs and stuff. Like, oh yeah, you know, like Bam Bam, you know what I mean? Like Sister Nancy, like that song.
Literally.
Like,
oh my gosh.
It
I met her not
cultures.
too long ago and I was like,
fangirl, right? Because
I'm like, that's my childhood.
You know what I mean? Right there. That's your childhood. You think about the smells, the sounds, the homes you were in when these songs were playing. I want that.
Yeah.
I want that. I want people to make memories with me, with Frida in the background.
Right. I love that. So if you had a soundtrack to your life, what songs would be on it?
Pocket Full of Sunshine.
Well, I got a pocket full of sunshine.
Yeah, I definitely put Pocket Full of Sunshine. I would put The Best in Me by Marvin Sapp.
Okay.
He definitely saw the best in me.
That's a beautiful song.
I Love God in Me by Mary Mary. And I would put 56 Nights by Future on it.
Okay.
That's the song that started everything for me. It was the last song my brother was listening to, and it's the first song I listened to that made me a rapper.
Wow.
So I will put that song on there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I put Frida, because I gave birth to Frida, and I need to stream Frida, okay?
Yeah. Stream it out on all platforms.
Everywhere.
Frida. Make sure
Frida
to
by
stream
Frida
that.
Kruger. It's easy.
You know, tap in. Y'all better tap in. No, I feel that. You know that song? Like, I know the one song, like, if my life was ever a movie, like, the opening credit song would be that MIA song. All I wanna do is
Paper Plate.
That's my
Paper Plate. Yeah, I can see your movie starting at that. I can definitely just transition into your room. Like, I can see that. For sure. For me, I always think about that part in Easy A where she's washing her hair.
I gotta fuck it.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, you know? And Ordinary People by John Legend.
Oh, I love that
song. I love that song.
That's a
beautiful
song.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of variety in you're a very multifaceted, complex individual.
But mind you, I gave you this whole list. I didn't even give my favorite artists. Because my favorite artist, I don't even know. I feel like I would have to put their whole catalogs in there. It's Beyonce and Kanye West.
Oh, yeah,
so
course.
It's like I'm so fiend for Kanye. Yeah. Like, it's crazy, you know? So, yeah. But I feel like for him, her and him, they are the focal ones of, like, memories in my life that they carried me through. You know, like Runaway. Yeah. Runaway would definitely. I should have started that. That should be my intro. Yeah. That should be my intro to my movie.
I can see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Frida.
You know? Yeah. And then Beyonce had Sweet Dreams.
Oh, I could be a sweet dream.
A beautiful nightmare. Yeah.
That's nice.
And it's the way that Beyonce just transcends moments. Like, she's eternal, bro.
Yeah.
This woman could carry any genre, cook it, and pick it up, and just like...
She's done everything. She's even done country.
But it's her work ethic that people disrespect and ignore. Yeah. Let's be very honest. You know? Because when you watch... I remember being pregnant, and I was like super big, and she dropped Coachella on Netflix. It was like 3 a.m. And I am zooming in my sister's bedroom. I'm like, yeah, big belly. My mom's like, go to sleep. I know, man. No, you don't get it. Beyonce, watching her, being her 200 pounds with the twins, doing this, giving birth to the twins, getting back in shape, doing all of that. Yeah. I was like, what? 3 kids? I could do it. I could do it with my little one.
Aww.
Yeah, so you need people who inspire you in your darkest moments to fill up the space of the silence that you feel, you know? And that's what music does.
What advice do you have for any like young mothers out here that may be struggling with the idea of what the future will bring for them?
So God says, I believe it's in Micah 7:7. He says something along the lines, if I feed the birds and I clothe the flowers, what more will I do for you if you actually work, right? So if we break it down, you ever go outside, you see pigeons eating? You ever look at flowers and like, wow, they're so beautiful. They don't do anything. Flowers don't clock in and out of work. Birds don't clock in and out of work.
Right.
They don't pick up groceries and drop them off or help or go anywhere.
Right.
But you do. So if you do all of these things and you pick up that child every day and you choose that child, you understand? You choose to be a mother. You choose that child every single day. You put them before you and you give them love even when you don't even have it. God will provide for you. And this is not just for the mothers this is for the single mothers. These are for the mothers in relationships that still feel single. These are for the mothers in general, because it doesn't matter who's around you. You have to pick up that cross and bear it when it comes to a child. Know that God, if he gave you the gift, he will give you the environment. Okay? And he will provide for you and that baby. I promise you, because you are a blessing on your own, right? So that baby definitely has to have more purpose. That baby got way more blessings than you. My baby, I look at my baby.
I'm telling you, she's getting us rich.
My baby is a superstar. My baby learns songs. My baby is artsy. My baby speaks up for herself. My baby is amazing. So if God could choose me to give birth to her, I know he's going to make sure that we're okay. I'm just going to keep showing up. I'm going to keep choosing him. I'm going to keep choosing her. So don't give up. And it is going to get better. They lie. They say easier. Don't focus on easy. Nothing that is worth it comes easy. It's always going to be hard, but it gets better. Okay? It gets better. You get a better routine. You get a better environment. You get a better a program with your kid. It just gets better. So just stick. Okay, just stick to the program and just keep going forward. And remember that God loves you, that I love you. And I'm so proud of every single one of you for choosing to be a mother. It's hard.
Yes.
You know? And I say choosing because even if we are in circumstances like mine where I didn't plan, I was surprised when the stork came to my door. You know what I'm saying? But I chose her. I chose to carry her and continue her forward, and you chose to too. So amongst all circumstances, you did it, and I'm proud of you. I celebrate you. If no one else does, happy Mother's Day. Happy Women's Month. We love you, okay?
Yes. And how fitting is it? It's the last day of Women's History Month, which is every month, but last day of Women's History Month, and we have Frida in the building, the woman herself, the one, not the two.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
I don't want to keep you all day, but I definitely want to get into a couple more things before you leave. So going back to your music career, you said you performed for MTV. You said you performed for BET. What were these moments like for you? And like, that's so amazing. I
think that I was so caught up on the finish line. When the moments happened, I didn't celebrate them. They came, I showed up, I just took it on the horns, kept going. About a couple years ago, I dropped Freedom. It was my first project, technically. When I dropped Freedom and I had to start doing the marketing for it, and they asked me, well, where have you performed? What have you done? And I had to start going back, and I was like, whoa, we've been outside, you know? And that's when I had to celebrate myself. And that's why I say to you guys, don't wait until the moment passes to just enjoy the fact that you got there. Because the little girl 100%. Me that grow up every day, that was getting ready to the MTV videos and stuff, would have never thought that I would have been there. And there was a moment in time where someone watched me, you know? And that's what I think about. Like, wow.
And you definitely have to celebrate those moments because you know the little child and you would be celebrating that. I feel the same way.
But the woman that I am today is the one that's made the sacrifice. She needs the celebration, you know? And I need to give it to myself without thinking that society is going, can't wait for y'all to clap for me. I can't. I'm sorry. I got to look in the mirror and clap every time, you know, because I'm proud. We're still here, you know? And look at how far it's gotten us.
100%. Well, I'm so glad that you've had those experiences, and I know that even more are going to come in the future.
I hope so, God willing.
Congratulations. And I can't wait to see what the future brings for you, because I know it's so much amazing things.
For us,
can't wait
my
for
dear.
us, right? And I can't wait to see what the future brings for P, because I keep
Yeah.
saying she's gonna get us rich one day. Y'all better tap into her as well. We have a little game on this show that we play with every interviewee that comes on, because at the end of the day, this is Harlem State of Mind podcast, so we got to bring it back to Harlem. So it's finish the sentence. I'm gonna say something, and you just got to finish the sentence.
Just
right?
do it.
So boom. Harlem isn't Harlem without blank.
Harlem isn't Harlem without the A train.
Yeah,
You're not coming up here without the A train. Respectfully, that's real Harlem.
Right, shout out to the West
125th,
Side,
baby. You know what's up.
Yeah, go all the way from 59th to 125th.
Come on now, Harlem ain't Harlem without that A.
Okay, next one. Since this is known as being one of the flyest, no, not even one of, known as being
Harlem is the flyest. Okay.
The flyest. And I know you get fly, so you belong here. You not from Harlem if you don't have blank in your closet.
You're not from Harlem if you don't got a Pele in your closet. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to be officially from Harlem until I get a Pele, guys.
Yeah, I need that
Pele.
too.
Yo,
Matter of fact, sponsor us,
I'm
please.
telling you, listen, when you got them Harlem gives a classic fit is a Pele with a classic either white tee or black tee, depending on how you feeling, with them nice baggy jeans and some fresh Tims. That's Harlem. That's authentic Harlem. You need some nice butters. You feel me? With the double sole. Don't forget the double sole. So that's a Harlem uniform right there. You ain't from Harlem until you don't got the butters in your closet. You don't got that Pele in your closet. You feel me? I got the butters. I need the Pele. So I'm 50%
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
I'm 50% here, you know?
I got some True Religions. I got the butters. I do not got a Pele yet, because I'm not going to lie, y'all are expensive.
Y'all, that's the one thing about Harlem, and that's the part y'all sleep on. Harlem, we really invest in the clothes. Like, it's real tags. You know what I mean? Like,
it's money out here.
It's money out here.
It's money.
Money is generated out here, honey. We look like money. We feel like money. We smell like money. Like, Harlem don't give, and I'm sorry for Brooklyn. I love y'all, but Harlem don't give that stanky Brooklyn.
Right. I'm sorry, Bushwick.
You feel me? I'm sorry, Bushwick. Bushwick is a little too, what's that word? They just too natural for me.
Camp. They're camp.
They're camp. You know, over here though, it just gives money. Like, Harlem is just luxurious. I love everything about it. Yeah, it's fleet.
It's fleet. All right, last one. If you looking for authentic Harlem vibe, great hangout spot, great energy, you want to go to blank.
Great energy. Man, this is the thing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like hanging out. I don't like hanging out. But when I do like to hang out, I like to come here at Angel Harlem. Angel Harlem, they have the best vibe, guys. You're gonna get some good drinks. You're not gonna feel like claustrophobic. You just feel cute here. Like, I like that. You know what I mean? But if you want to get food, I go to Manners.
Manners is good. Yeah,
I'll go to Manners, and I give me my little fried chicken and my yams and the mac and cheese. You feel me? That's from Manners. That's where you gotta go when you come to Harlem.
Those are
you know. So you come here for the vibes. You come over there for the sides. Okay?
I love that. Well, Frida, it's been great having you on the show again. I love your energy. I love everything that you say. You're an amazing person. Give the people your socials again so they can follow you, keep up with what you're doing, because you're on to even more amazing things. And yeah.
Well, if you don't know by now, my name is Frida. You can find me everywhere at The Real Deal NC or Frida Kruger. And I'm excited to keep up with you guys. So I'm excited to meet all of you. Come on over. Let's cook and buy stuff.
Wow, period. Frida, it's been great having you on the show.
Unfollow God too. I love you guys. Thank you, Jonah.
Thank you. It's been amazing having you on the show. Thank you for joining us today. Y'all, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Harlem State of Mind podcast. I'm your host, DJ JoJo. Make sure to check me out at djjojo.mp3 or come to Angel of Harlem every Saturday, 6 to 1 a.m. I'm going to be here.
Pockets full. Thank you.
Pockets full, yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Ready to spend some money.
Looking fleece. Smelling nice.
But thank you again for tuning in. This is Harlem State of Mind podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep it real, y'all.
God bless you guys. Bye.